She never truly loved you. She only needed you to think she did. Does that sting? Good. Pain is the only teacher that speaks truth. Look in the mirror. See that kind man? The courteous gentleman who holds doors open for her and calls her beautiful every morning. To her, that man is unseen. Worse, he's predictable. And in the hidden code of female desire, predictability equals death. Every woman carries a monster within her, etched into her DNA, a monster she doesn't even comprehend. This monster makes her scorn the man who worships her and yearn for the one who dismisses her. Why do women claim they want a sensitive man, but choose the one who brings tears? It's not masochism, it's biology. For eons, survival favored women who picked the warrior over the poet, the hunter over the thinker, the man who could kill for her, not die for her. That ancient code still runs today. You believe love is about communication, understanding, and tenderness. She claims to agree. She's lying. Her body tells the truth when it responds to the man who challenges her, confronts her, and doesn't need her. Notice how her eyes spark when she speaks of the ex who mistreated her. How does her tone shift when she mentions the arrogant boss everyone despises? That spark isn't trauma, it's raw desire. The monster every woman craves isn't violent or abusive. It's subtler, stronger. He's unpredictable, untamable, uncategorizable. But you're an open book. She knows your every move, word, and reaction. You're safe, stable, and everything she claims to want. Yet, for that very reason, her biology rejects you. Schopenhauer understood that love is the species' trick for perpetuating itself. But he missed the mark. Love isn't just deception, it's war. And in this war, the civilized man always falls. What does a woman truly seek when she speaks of emotional connection? Not to think, but to feel. The deepest feelings don't come from safety, they come from uncertainty, risk, controlled danger. The monster she desires is the man who makes her question, does he love me? Will he call? Is he with another? That emotional roller coaster is more addictive than any drug. Your unconditional love, your constant availability. That's forced rehab. Your methadone when she craves heroin. Napoleon conquered Europe but couldn't conquer Josephine. Why? He needed her more than she needed him. From battlefields he sent desperate letters while she betrayed him in Paris. The world's emperor, reduced to an emotional beggar. Sound familiar? You've begged too, pleading for scraps of her attention while she feasted with those who never asked. The monster doesn't beg. He's hungry, not for her, but for conquest, purpose, power. That hunger, which she can't fulfill, drives her wild. Women aren't masochists. They're unconscious evolutionary strategists. Their biology seeks the man whose attention is precious because it's scarce. If your attention is boundless, unconditional, it isn't beneficial. Basic economics applied to desire. Remember as a child craving a toy you couldn't have? How obsessed were you with it? And when you got it, how was it forgotten in weeks? You're that toy. Available, predictable, forgettable. The monster is the toy behind glass, always seen, never fully attainable. Hobbes said, man is a wolf to man. He was wrong. A man is a lamb to a woman when he forgets he was born a wolf. Why did your relationship die? Not because of what you did wrong, but what you stopped doing right. You ceased being dangerous, not physically, but existentially. You stopped being a force of nature and became furniture, comfortable, useful, ignorable. The monster she craves has 3 traits you've lost or never had. First, a purpose beyond her. The monster doesn't live for her. She's a delightful addition, not his core. He has a mission, an obsession, a conquest. She feels it, and it arouses her to be with a man driven by something greater. Second, the ability to say no. When did you last refuse something significant? Prioritize your needs over hers? The monster says no without guilt or explanation, and each no is an unwitting aphrodisiac. Third, emotional mystery. You spill your feelings like a lovesick teen. The monster holds silences she aches to fill, not calculated coldness, but instinctive restraint. Aristotle spoke of potential and actual. You're all act. Everything said, done, spent. No mystery, no potential left to conquer. The monster is pure potential, contained energy that could erupt but doesn't. That tension keeps her on edge. Notice how she acts with the man who doesn't reply instantly. How does she obsessively check her phone? His messages are worth more than yours, not because he's better, but because he, consciously or not, understands. Desire thrives on tension, not satisfaction. You erase tension. You reply instantly, always available, a constant stream of attention. No wonder she'd rather die of thirst than drown in your flood. Nietzsche declared, God is dead, but forgot to add that with him died the last man women could respect. The modern monster isn't the gym bro mistaking muscles for masculinity. That's just another lamb. The true monster is subtler, deadlier. The man who can destroy but chooses to build, who can hurt but chooses to heal. Yet she knows he could destroy. That latent power excites her. Why do women fantasize about vampires, mobsters, and tamed rogues? Not the violence, but the contained power. The beast who chooses to be a prince but could revert if needed. You have no beast. You killed it years ago on the altar of the sensitive man, sacrificing it for acceptance, love, and validation. With it died your deepest allure. Women sense weakness, like sharks smell blood, not maliciously, but instinctively for survival. A woman can't entrust her life or her children's to a man who can't protect himself from mediocrity, conformity, and spiritual death. The monster guards against these with a ferocity she craves. Observe how women respond to men consumed by their work, art, or mission. They complain about neglected attention, yet never leave. Deep down, they know being with a man who values something above them is a privilege. Paradoxically, she wants to be your priority, but despises you if she succeeds. You made her your world, proving your world is small, small enough for her to crush. The monster's world is vast, barely glimpsed, and she spends her life trying to claim more of it, knowing she'll never have it all. That's the difference. You offer a conquered kingdom. He offers an endless war. And biology, not culture, decides her preference. Culture lies in equality, vulnerability, and the bond of best friends. Women don't want a peer to look down at them. They want a man to look up at them. They want to know you can feel, not be ruled by feelings. They have friends for friendship. From you, they want sexual polarity, masculine and feminine as opposing forces, not social constructs. You've neutralized your polarity, becoming emotionally androgynous, neither too masculine nor too feminine. A dead zone with no current. The monster is high voltage, dangerous, and impossible to ignore. Why do women test men with provocations, drama, and irrational demands? It's a polarity check, not cruelty. They're testing if you're still a man, or just another girlfriend. You fail every test, yielding, apologizing, seeking peace. With each surrender, her desire fades. The monster doesn't seek conflict, but doesn't fear it. When she pushes, he's immovable, not with violence, but with calm certainty. Picture this. She starts a fight over nothing. You reason, soothe, and concede for peace. She turns away, cold as the Sahara. Now with the monster she starts the fight. He smiles, returns to his task. She yells.